Would you vote for Conor McGregor for the President of Ireland?
We are in crisis here in Ireland.
We need better living over here. We're going backwards instead of forward.
Conor McGregor is a tug.
Conor McGregor, from what I can see, is maybe our best hope.
Today I'm here in Dublin, Ireland, and today we're going to be asking the Irish men and women if they will vote for Conor McGregor in their upcoming election. Conor McGregor recently went to the White House, said a few things on the pulpit, saying that immigration is running ravage across Ireland.
You know, our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland. The illegal immigration racket is running ravage on the country. There are rural towns in Ireland that have been overrun in one swoop, that have become a minority in one swoop.
And we know that also here in Ireland they have a major housing crisis. If this video gets 10,000 likes, I'll be dropping a full documentary on their migrant crisis here on the channel. So go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so you guys do not miss it. Now let's go talk to the Irish men and women here in Dublin, Ireland. Here we go. Will you guys vote for Conor McGregor?
No.
Why not?
Just he's a bit mad.
And would you guys vote for Conor McGregor?
No.
No, why not?
I just don't like him.
Would you vote for Conor McGregor?
Aye.
And why would you vote for McGregor?
Well, he's got a hard way of going about it, but he's got a right idea.
Yeah, why would you vote for Conor McGregor?
Because I think he's speaking for all the people of Ireland, and the people of Scotland and the UK.
What's going on here in Ireland right now?
Mass immigration, isn't it? That's
Would
the
you
problem.
say it's destroying the country, mass immigration?
Yeah, the government's allowing it for some reason, and he's standing up to...
Yeah, the government said that after he went to the White House that he doesn't speak for the people. Do you think McGregor speaks for the people of Ireland?
Yes.
Would you vote for Conor McGregor?
Certainly not.
Recently, Conor McGregor went to the White House and he
I
made
agree
a
with
warning
everything he says. We are in crisis here in Ireland.
and the government said he does not speak for the people of Ireland.
He speaks for the people of Ireland. When it's coming to the Irish government, they don't look after our Irish people. Like, there's over 40,000 Irish people on the streets at the minute, and 4,500 of them are kids.
What would you like to see happen here in Ireland?
I'd like to see a major crackdown on immigration. I'd like to see a vetting system put in place and also an immigration system, because as it is, any Tom, Dick and Harry can walk into this country.
You think there should be a border here in Ireland?
Yeah, 100%. Like, there was lads that were getting in here, foreign nationals, that had other charges in other countries for murder, kidnap, and yet the Irish government welcomes them in here with two hands, gives them free money, free house, free accommodation, gives them free everything. And yet around Irish people are here dying on the streets and they won't do nothing for them.
Would you vote for Conor McGregor?
No.
And why not?
I just don't like him.
Will you vote for Conor McGregor?
Yes.
And what makes you want to vote for Conor McGregor?
He speaks the truth. You may not like Conor, you may not like the messenger, but he speaks the truth.
So would you say if there's not change, whether that be Conor McGregor or another person, if there's not change that happens in Ireland, what do you think the future of Ireland looks like?
Well, it's happened right through history. You know, if no one listens to you, people are going to rebel. It's common sense. It's in our DNA. We've been doing it for hundreds of years, thousands of years. We're going to rebel.
And do you currently trust the current government of Ireland?
No. All these governments are corrupt.
Right now, Conor McGregor says he's going to run for president. Would you vote for him?
Not particularly, no. I mean, I don't think he has the credentials. I do respect what he said at the White House. You know, what he said is what all Irish people have been speaking for the last 3 or 4 years. But him as a person, as a president, I don't think he has the credentials to follow it through.
Do you think he would do better than the current president and prime minister here?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the current president is very far left, and he supports all sorts of different things which are not compatible with, the majority of people here in Ireland.
What crises are Ireland facing? We know they have a big mass immigration problem, a housing shortage.
Yeah.
Why do you think the government's trying to hide what's going on here?
Well, you're from America, eh? Well, look, I'd say, in my opinion, the majority of Irish people would support what's going on in America, as in they support like the abolition of the hate speech law that's in here now. They'd agree with the immigration issue, the over-immigration, where we've had immigrants here since the 80s, but in the last 4 years it's just gone bananas. We wouldn't support the sexualisation of our kids in schools. That's what's happening over here, the sexualisation of young children in schools, and it's been done from the government down. This is what's happening, but it's happening in America as well. And the ideology, we don't, the majority of people, I'd say, in my opinion, don't support that. There's no basis for it. There's no fact for it. It's all make-up stuff, and it's believe what we tell you.
So say McGregor was able to come in office here and he's able to shut some of that stuff down, some of the ideology, that indoctrination. Whether has the credentials or not, would you at least give him a shot?
He certainly would get a certain cohort of people, but if there's somebody like him that had the credentials, that, as in politically, he had the credentials politically, and he had the backbone to say the things that Conor McGregor said, I'd say 90% of the country would be behind him. Conor McGregor, as I said, he's like, as I'd say, he's like a broken clock. A broken clock is correct twice a day, but still broken. But it's correct twice a day, and he was correct in what he said at the White House, in my opinion. The government of this country, in my opinion, are not speaking for the people.
Yeah, because when he went to the White House, they said after he does not speak for the people of Ireland, but would you say he speaks for the people of Ireland?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Sure, you just have to have lived here for the last 4 years since COVID. The government don't speak for the people of Ireland. They're doing what they want. They're on a runaway train, and in my opinion, they're following another agenda altogether, a different agenda. And it's not the agenda of what the people are voting for. It's an agenda probably coming from, I don't know, the World Health Organization, the WEF, the globalists, I don't know. But it's coming from somewhere, but it's not coming from the people. The people are not asking for this. It's being enforced upon the people.
So say this upcoming election, on the ballot you have your current president and Conor McGregor. Who would you vote for?
Well, if I had a choice, if there was only one choice, Conor McGregor or the current president, I would say the Conor McGregor, because the president here in Ireland has done absolutely nothing for the people of Ireland.
Would you vote for Conor McGregor?
Would I vote? Oh no. Vote for Conor McGregor? Definitely not.
And why not?
Well, because of his history and what he was charged with, and he doesn't seem to be showing any remorse, and he does not speak for the people of Ireland.
So do you wish for the immigration to continue and for the other problems here to continue here in Ireland?
Well, I wish immigration to continue, but some of the problems the government has to solve, they're just victims of their times and that, yeah.
And where do you think Ireland will be in these next few years if you guys can continue on the current path you guys are on?
I would say slightly better now that Europe is getting their act together more, with defence and all that. It'll cost more, but I would say the country will be stronger as a result.
And does it worry you about how many immigrants have came into the country these past few years? And
it does worry me a little because we don't have the finances, to give them, the accommodation, etc., that they deserve. But you can't stop it. We are in Europe. They are European some. It's just our history. We emigrated to America. They accepted us, so we should accept. Now that we are a little bit better off, we should accept immigrants.
Between Northern Ireland and Ireland, there's no border. There's no border patrol. Anybody can go in and out freely.
Well, yes.
Would you like to see a vetting process?
Yes. Yeah, I would like to see a stronger. The border, it should be, yes, because it is a backdoor, into Ireland from Great Britain. Northern Ireland is part of Great Britain anyway. It's not part of the Republic of Ireland. So
this next election, who will you vote for?
I would vote for the incumbent government, the coalition, because they are the best of a bad lot.
Would you support Conor McGregor if he were to become the president of Ireland?
Yes, I would definitely support Conor McGregor. What Conor McGregor said in the White House last week or the week before that was extremely accurate and very, very true of how the people of Ireland, North and South, feel about illegal mass migration. Now, I fully understand that we've all made mistakes, and some people might say Conor's made a mistake in the past. Well, guess what? So have I. I've made a lot of them. It doesn't mean that what I say today is not true. And he was speaking facts.
Do you think as a president he would show strong leadership, or do you think other foreign leaders would take him serious as president?
Well, I would go to Donald Trump. Donald Trump wasn't a politician, he was a businessman. Conor McGregor is a businessman. I mean, have a look at what he's been able to achieve through his own businesses himself, and I truly believe that he could incorporate that into politics.
Do you think Conor McGregor is the last chance for Ireland before they go too far in the wrong direction?
I'll tell you this. I'm frightened for the direction that we're going in, and we need a real big change, and I think it has to be something like the Donald Trump in America and Conor McGregor. From what I can see is maybe our best hope. Maybe somebody else will come along, I don't know, but from speaking here to you today, Conor McGregor is our best hope.
Does Conor McGregor speak for the people of Ireland?
I'd say he speaks for a lot of people in Ireland, yeah.
And would you vote for him?
I don't know about voting for him, but some of the words he was saying were making sense, yeah.
Do you think the government here in Ireland is trying to suppress the challenges they're facing right now with mass immigration?
Yeah. The government definitely don't speak for the people. They don't really care about the people. They don't care about what's going on in this town.
Do you think Irish men and women are becoming second-class citizens in their own country?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Especially in this town here.
And why do you think the government is not speaking up about these issues?
Because they don't run this country. They get told what to say.
Who runs this country?
I don't know, but it's definitely not the people, and it's definitely not them.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100% there.
Conor McGregor went to the White House, but before that, the Prime Minister went to the White House. And how'd that meeting go?
He just sat there and just kept nodding his head. He didn't speak at all. He should have been speaking up for us.
Mm-hmm.
Not getting told what to say or told what to do. He represents our country.
Whose meeting do you think was more effective, Conor McGregor's
Conor McGregor's. Conor McGregor's. More people are talking about Conor McGregor's meeting than the art of the man that's supposed to be running our country.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you are here now talking about it too.
You think McGregor could be the Trump of Ireland?
I don't know about that, you know. As I said, a lot of things he says is good. A lot of things he said people mightn't agree with, or the way he comes across, or the way he speaks. He probably doesn't speak the same way that they speak, you know. Mm-hmm. We'd be classed as common people. Maybe if he changed his accent a little bit a bit snobbier, he might come across a little bit better, but some of the things he says you have to agree with.
In the future of Ireland, if Ireland continues where it's going right now, what do you think the future of Ireland looks like?
Well, it's not looking good for us, is it? We need better living over here. We're going backwards instead of forward. Mm-hmm. You know, it is a great country. This is a great city, but it's not our city anymore. You know what I mean? It's been taken away from us.
Would you say the streets of Dublin are safe for women?
No. There was only a stabbing in the shopping centre there just last week. There's a lot of poor kids in the school up in Parnell Square. They were stabbed as well. Mm-hmm. No one seems to want to address that.
Yeah, why do you think your government doesn't speak about the stabbings or the mass immigration?
They talk about it because they get told what to say. They keep downgrading and saying that Dublin is safe. No, it's not safe. It's not what it used to be. It wasn't perfect, but it's a lot worse now.
And if the election gets down to your current president and Conor McGregor, who will you vote for?
I'll vote for Conor.
Would you vote for Conor McGregor?
Well, that cage fighter.
Mm-hmm.
No way, Jose. He's nothing but a thug.
So no votes for Conor McGregor?
No. You wouldn't get my vote.
What if he would fix some of the crises you guys are facing between housing and the migrant crisis here? What if he was able to fix that? Would you vote for him?
And how's he going to fix it unless he's going to throw a lot of money at it? Mm-hmm. I can't imagine Conor wanting to throw millions of money he has at sorting problems in Ireland, because Conor McGregor was always Conor McGregor. He's out for himself.
And do you agree with what he said at the White House?
I don't know what he said at the White House.
He said immigration's having a ravage across Ireland and there's entire towns that are being wiped away from migrants.
Yeah, but I agree with that immigration thing. But certain towns are lucky and certain towns are unlucky. Like this town's unlucky.
It's true.
You have to look after those that need looking after. But another thing is, the freeloaders you've got to get rid of.
Do you think Ireland has lost its sense of vetting as to knowing who is actually here and who's not a freeloader and who's actually a freeloader?
I think the Irish people will never lose their identity. But there is people that we know don't belong. But we can't do nothing about it.
How many Guinness deep are you right now?
Oh, about 8 or 9. And hopefully I'll get another 7 or 8 in before I go to bed.
Really? You're going to fit 7 or 8 more Guinness in there?
I'd rather drink a pint of Guinness than, well, a lot of things. Apart from having sex, of course, but Guinness is good.
Well, sir, I'm going to let you get back at finishing your Guinness so that way you can put in 7 more inside of that belly.
And I'll tell you what, he got away with patting my belly without me smacking him.
Who would you like to become the next president here in Ireland?
Well, we have lots of people. We have lots of decent people that stand for president. I don't think there's anyone putting their name forward now except Conor McGregor. And he has lately hope in hell of getting elected.
What did you think about Conor McGregor's visit to the White House?
Well, I mean, two thugs, what they say, birds of a feather flock together, don't they? Yeah, I mean, Trump is a rapist as well. So why wouldn't he go there?
And do you support what he said at the White House, or do you think he was
No, I
lying?
don't. It's support what he said. We have problems in Ireland, yes. But then every country has problems. Housing is a major problem. And the government are going to have to deal with that, especially for young people. Like, I would hate to be young again because I couldn't afford a house. And I would not like to be 35 years of age and still live with my parents, which is what this current generation of people are in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
So he's picking on a good cause when he says that.
If immigration continues on the path it is at right now here in Ireland, by 2040, 2050, the Irish people would become the minority. Do you have any issue with that?
Minority because the people that come here, they like Irish culture, they're assimilating into Irish culture, and they're keeping their own culture at the same time, and they're actually enriching Irish culture by blending their culture and their culture together. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to be driven out. Look, we're speaking English because English was imposed on us.
Recently, Conor McGregor went to the White House, and now he says he's going to run for president of Ireland. Will you guys vote for him?
No.
No.
Why not?
Should we state our opinion?
No, state it. Let's hear it.
Honestly, I don't honestly have that much of an opinion of him.
And what about you? Why would you not vote for Conor McGregor?
I just think the power would just go to his head.
Actually, that's very
Yeah, and he's too, oh, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? He doesn't think through anything. So if he thinks he's going to do something, he'll go for it without a second thought.
With his influence here, for instance, on Instagram, Conor McGregor has around 40 million followers. That's about 10 times the population of Ireland. Do you think his influence will help him be able to win the election if he does continue to run?
That's actually what I was thinking, yeah, like due to like how popular I shouldn't say influential, but like how much of a following he has could maybe help him, but in the long run, maybe not.
Would you rather have a left-leaning government here or a right-leaning government?
Left.
Do you guys feel the impacts of mass migration and the housing shortage here?
Yes.
And
very much so.
The main thing Conor McGregor talked about when he was at the White House was mass immigration and the housing shortage. If he were able to solve those issues here in Ireland, would that be something you'd like to see?
Yes.
Is Ireland currently being benefited from the mass immigration?
I think it's too much at the moment.
Would you say they're putting the immigrants before the people of Ireland?
Yes. And also there's the cash. They like the look of that.
So clearly Ireland needs some fixing between mass immigration, the housing crisis. People here feel like they're losing their culture and they feel like they're becoming second-class citizens. And if Conor McGregor is the man to speak out against this and to run for their president, we saw it in the United States with Donald Trump, I personally would vote for McGregor. If my options are between him and the option that they currently have, I would vote for Conor McGregor. That is the end of this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to not miss the documentary I'm posting in the coming days about what is actually happening here in Ireland with their mass immigration. Help get this video to 10,000 likes as well. This is Nick, and I'll see you guys next video.